Alan Ritchson's Reacher Season 4 opening has a big challenge in living up to one of Lee Child's most masterful book scenes. When Alan Ritchson first donned the mantle of Jack Reacher on Amazon Prime's hit series Reacher, fans rejoiced. The towering, no-nonsense ex-military drifter brought to life Lee Child's iconic character with a mix of physical presence, subtle wit, and brooding intensity that matched the spirit of the novels. With the series now gearing up for Season 4, anticipation is sky high, but so is the pressure. Why? Because the showrunners have committed to adapting a particularly legendary opening scene from one of Child's most masterful books, and that means they're facing an immense creative challenge, living up to a scene beloved not just for its action, but for its narrative subtlety and emotional weight. The scene everyone is talking about. For longtime fans of Lee Child's Jack Reacher series, certain scenes stand out as quintessentially Reacher. Season 4 reportedly begins by adapting a chapter from The Enemy, the 8th book in the series, a story set in Reacher's military days and widely praised for its blend of thriller pacing and complex character exploration. The opening scene in question is a tight, tense moment that sets the tone for the entire book. Without giving away spoilers, it involves Reacher navigating a perilous situation using not just his physical prowess, but his keen strategic mind, a signature of Child's writing style. The scene is minimalistic in dialogue yet loaded with psychological tension and subtle character cues that reveal Reacher's ethos, intelligence, justice, and a readiness to act decisively without hesitation. What makes this scene so masterful is its layered storytelling. Child uses sparse, precise language to convey volumes about Reacher's internal landscape while orchestrating an external conflict that grips readers instantly. This opening isn't just about action, it's about mood, tone, and establishing stakes, a delicate balance that's difficult to pull off on screen. Alan Ritchson's strengths and the challenge ahead. Alan Ritchson's portrayal of Reacher has been praised for capturing the physicality and moral clarity of the character. His towering frame and calm, calculated demeanor bring a credibility that fans crave. But the question remains, can the show convey the psychological subtlety and atmospheric tension of Child's prose in a visual medium? The challenge here is multifaceted. 1. Pacing. Lee Child's books often rely on a rhythm of short, punchy chapters punctuated by moments of quiet reflection. Translating that pacing into a TV show opening means the scene can't feel rushed or overly dramatized. It has to breathe, allowing viewers to absorb Reacher's thought process as much as his actions. 2. Internal monologue. Much of Child's writing brilliance comes from immersing readers inside Reacher's head. On screen, internal monologue is tricky to represent without voiceover, which can feel clunky or overused. The series must find a way to externalize Reacher's thoughtfulness through nuanced acting, dialogue, and visual storytelling. 3. Subtlety over spectacle. Modern TV thrillers often lean into high-octane, bombastic openings to grab attention. Yet this scene demands restraint. It's a slow burn of tension where every gesture and glance matters. The risk is the scene either dragging or losing its essence if it's transformed into an action set piece without the psychological depth. 4. Faithfulness versus adaptation. Fans want a faithful adaptation that honors the source material's tone and details. But the medium of TV sometimes demands changes for clarity or drama. Striking that balance is delicate. Too much deviation risks alienating fans. Too little risks making the scene inaccessible to newcomers. Why this scene is a defining moment for Reacher Season 4. The opening scene sets the stage not just for the episode but for the entire season's narrative arc. It introduces key conflicts, allies, and antagonists while framing Reacher's motivations and stakes in a way that anchors the story. It's the moment viewers decide whether they're invested or not. For Reacher, a series already known for its lean storytelling and respect for the source, nailing this scene is crucial to maintaining the show's reputation. It's an opportunity to deepen character development, expand thematic layers, and remind audiences why Jack Reacher is such a compelling figure in thriller fiction. Alan Ritchson's involvement adds to the stakes. His established portrayal means audiences have certain expectations, not just in how Reacher looks or fights, but how he thinks and feels. If the opening falters, it risks shaking confidence in the entire season's creative direction. Lessons from the previous seasons. Looking back at the first 3 seasons of Reacher provides insight into what worked and what didn't in adapting Lee Child's nuanced storytelling. Season 1 succeeded largely because it respected the tone of Killing Floor, the first Reacher book, balancing intense fight scenes with character-driven moments. Ritchson's performance was a highlight, grounding the show's gritty realism. Season 2 took a somewhat different approach by leaning more into mystery and emotional complexity, showcasing Reacher's vulnerability alongside his toughness. Season 3 experimented with pacing and layered storytelling but occasionally struggled to maintain tension, sometimes rushing action sequences at the expense of character depth. These seasons show the ongoing tension in adapting Child's books, the need to be thrilling and cinematic while preserving psychological insight. Season 4's opening is the latest test of this balancing act. How the creators might rise to the challenge. The good news? There are creative choices that can help Reacher Season 4's opening rise to the occasion and honor Lee Child's masterful scene. 1. Use of visual storytelling. Instead of relying on voiceover, the show can use visual cues, lighting, camera angles, facial expressions to convey Reacher's mindset. For example, close-ups on his eyes or hands can reveal tension or calculation. Shadows can evoke mood. Environmental details can subtly hint at narrative stakes. 2. Minimalist dialogue. Keeping dialogue sparse and purposeful echoes Child's prose style. Every line should serve a dual purpose, advancing plot and revealing character. This restraint will enhance the scene's intensity rather than dilute it. 3. Sound design and score. A carefully crafted soundscape can heighten suspense without overwhelming the scene. Silence, ambient noises, and a measured score can add to the internal tension that Child builds through words. 4. Supporting cast nuance. Secondary characters' reactions and interactions can mirror Reacher's internal conflicts, adding depth to the scene without exposition. Small moments of eye contact or hesitation can create layers of meaning. 5. Faithful but flexible adaptation. The writers might need to slightly rearrange or condense events to suit the medium, but should keep the scene's emotional core intact. Fans will appreciate an adaptation that feels right even if not every word is literal. The stakes. What this means for the future of Reacher. If Season 4's opening succeeds, it will reaffirm Reacher as one of the best novel-to-screen adaptations of recent years, elevating Alan Ritchson's star and setting a high bar for future episodes. It could also invite a new audience to discover Lee Child's books, expanding the fandom. Conversely, if it fails, critics and fans might question whether the series can sustain its ambition, or if it's better suited to more straightforward, action-heavy storytelling. Given the growing competition in thriller TV, the stakes are high. Conclusion: a moment of creative brilliance or a missed opportunity.